Hello, listeners, and welcome back to A Literary Cornucopia. This is your host, Luisa Morales. We're already into the month of June with Father's Day just around the corner. When it comes to fathers, several words might spring up in our minds: strength, bravery, wisdom, discipline are just a few that I can think of right now. I believe that most of us remember our fathers as the one who laid down the law in the home, or tried to anyway. My thoughts go back to a time when I was about 10 years old. Dad wanted to teach my sister and me a lesson, but it didn't work out quite the way he wanted. I turned the memory into a personal story. The leather belt. As youngsters, my sister and I would sometimes get into trouble. It's a natural part of growing up, and in the process, we learned some valuable and painful lessons. When our dad received orders to report to an army post on the island of Oahu, Hawaii in 1957, his family was allowed to join him. While waiting for a residence on the army base, we were afforded a modest home off base in a residential area. Although the area had family homes, some parts were commercial. One afternoon, my sister and I decided to explore our new neighborhood. We walked down our street and ended up on a street behind our home. This street had an abandoned commercial property. Apparently, it had been a bakery at one time and still had remnants of equipment used for baking. We were thrilled to discover this treasure, and once inside the abandoned building, we immediately proceeded to pretend we were bakers. We lost track of time as we played with dirt and made mud pies. We had no idea we were being missed at home. As military brass, we had always been given strict orders on how we should behave when living off base, and on base as well. We had to be cautious at all times. This time we had left the house without permission and wandered off on our own. Our mom was fraught with worry, and when our dad got home, he went off to search for us. My sister and I realized that we might be missed at home and decided to return. As we were walking back, we saw our dad with an angry look on his face and a leather belt in his hand. We quickly picked up speed to avoid getting smacked by the belt. We skirted our father and began to run. Our dad was furious and began to chase us, but as he lifted the belt to hit us, the belt got caught in the lower branch of a tree. This made him angrier, and after he disentangled the belt, he chased us home. My sister and I made it safely back home. We waited nervously, thinking of our dad's wrath and what he might do. We expected only the worst thing. But evidently, Dad had spent up all his energy running after us. He was too tired to exact punishment on his daughters. However, we got a good scolding and, in the end, learned a valuable lesson. We never went off on our own again. That is, until we were married. Well, listeners, I hope the memory of my father stirred up memories of yours. How do you remember your dad? Well, no matter how you remember him, just know that he is and will always be human. Like everyone else, he has had his good and bad qualities, but he will always be your father. Share your thoughts in the comments section if you dare. Well, that's a wrap for this episode, number 156, in honor of Father's Day. If you have any recommendations for future episodes, use the podcast app or write an email addressed to aliterary@gmail.com. And a reminder to subscribe to the Literary Cornucopia podcast channel on YouTube, where I publish updates of upcoming episodes. Until then, remember to keep the light of imagination burning. This is your host, Luisa Morales, wishing you, as always, happy reading, listening, and writing.